Hi. One of the things that an awful lot of you ask us about is what kind of gear should you bring when you're coming on a holiday in Ireland. So I've come down here to Landers, our local shop here in Tralee, and Marisa is going to help me explain to you and show us the type of gear that we need. Thanks a million, Marisa.
Oh,
Hi.
you're welcome, Linda. How are you getting on?
Good to meet you.
Good
and
to
I
meet
guess
you.
probably the first thing that we need to talk about are the essentials, the boots, the waterproofs. I guess that's the first thing. So will we start from the bottom up?
Indeed, that's a good plan, Linda. So the first thing you need is boots, and they're essential for Ireland because it can be wet and mucky underfoot sometimes. So recommend a Gore-Tex boot, leather Gore-Tex boot with good ankle support.
Okay, and do I need to worry about anything on the sole, or do I just accept whatever I see?
No, there is a few things to consider. You need a good grippy sole. Now you can identify that if there's deep lugs in the boot, and also you feel a grippy sole is a bit softer to the touch. Now that is very important. Waterproofness is very important, and a good stable solid ankle support is very important.
Okay, now if I'm one of these people that doesn't like anything too tight around my ankle because the back of my heel or something might be tender, is there something else that I can get that might be softer?
Yeah, well, you'll be surprised now how soft and comfortable some of the Gore-Tex leather boots are these days. Like this is the Berghaus Super Light, and it's a very comfortable boot. But should you want something softer, well then textile Gore-Tex is a good option, okay? It is relatively waterproof, it's good for tracks and trails, but what you need to look out for is that your sole is up to the job. So perhaps when you're buying the shoe, it's worth asking the professional in-store if the sole will be good enough for the adventure you plan to undertake.
Okay, so with the fabric boots in particular, the sole is the important thing to watch for.
Yeah, it's important that it has a good grip and that it's up to the job.
Okay.
Okay.
So therefore, I guess, based on the weather that we sometimes get in Ireland and the mucky conditions underfoot, maybe I should be looking at trying on a pair of the leather boots, will I?
Yes, that's a very good idea, Linda.
Okay. And do I have to consider socks as well before I try on the boots? What about socks? Should I wear?
Well, socks are very important. The first thing you don't want to do is you don't want to wear cotton socks because they will keep your feet wet and uncomfortable and make you susceptible to blisters. So really, ideally, what you need is a wick-away sock. Like a merino wool blend is very good, or synthetic fabric. A nice bit of cushioning underfoot also helps. And it will help keep you dry and comfortable and make sure you don't get blisters.
And some people like two pairs of socks, is that right?
Well, it's a little bit of personal taste, really. Sometimes a person will wear two pairs of socks if they need that extra support and cushioning.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, that's terrific. And then just while I see it, the other thing that I noticed is gaiters. Sometimes people talk about wearing gaiters to stop the bottom of your feet getting dirty. Is that right? Why would I need gaiters?
Well, gaiters are a very good idea if you're touring and if you're going every day and maybe you don't have that many trousers. They'll be worn over your boot and they go up to your knee. They will keep you dry and protect you from spatters and muck on your trousers. As well as that, they will protect the lip of your boot from water or muck going in over the top of them. So they're certainly a good idea.
Ah, so I see why I'm getting so dirty all the time. Okay,
Indeed,
okay.
yeah.
So, okay, that sounds great. Can I try a pair of the boots on? Is that okay?
Sure, you can, Linda.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Now,
Okay,
Linda.
I have a broad foot up at the front, so I suppose these will be good, will they?
Yeah, luckily now this boot will suit your type of foot. It's got a wide toe box. Now, when you are trying on a pair of boots, they're made for all different shapes and sizes, okay? So take the time to try on many pairs of boots until you find the one that suits your particular foot shape, okay?
Okay.
Very important. This boot is a good fit for you, Linda, I think.
And do I have to leave space in the boot? You know, because I'm going walking, should I leave
That
space?
is an excellent question, Linda. It's very important. When you walk for a period of time, your foot can swell up to half a size. Now, if you try on the boot when your foot is rested and the boot is just fitting you, then when you go walking for a few hours, it will be tight and uncomfortable. So it's important. Sometimes, as a rule of thumb, we say maybe leave half a size of space in the boot. Also, if you have it too big, it can be equally problematic because your foot can move around in the shoe and cause blisters and abrasions. So really, when you're buying the pair of boots, seek advice from somebody like myself in store to make sure you are getting a good fit.
Okay, okay. And then is there anything about the lacing? Should I, I mean, I'm just doing them up like I would normal shoes, is that correct?
Well, if the boot is a very good fit, Linda, you can do that. Now, it's a good idea to pull them tight enough, so especially so that you get good support around the ankle. When a boot is new and it has to be worn in, you can pull it pretty tight just to make sure that it molds around your ankle. It's also worth considering, Linda, when you're buying a pair of boots, especially if they're a heavier pair of boots, to take some time to break them in. If you go on a long walk with a heavier pair of boots, you can run into blisters and trouble like that. So
wearing them in beforehand is really important.
Short walks for an hour or so to wear in the boots. If you're going walking the next day before purchasing your boots, and you haven't time to break them in, then get a soft, comfortable pair of boots.
Okay, so wearing them in, like if I'm wearing them in at home, would it be good enough to go up and down the stairs, that type of thing?
Well, you can in the beginning, you can wear them around the house, but generally going for a short walk is a good idea. A few times,
just
3 or 4
make sure
times.
indoors that I'm happy with them and then go for a short walk.
Yeah, go for 3 or 4 short walks maybe for an hour or so, just to make sure you're not getting blisters, you're not getting abrasions, and they will soften out over time and they will become comfortable so that you can wear them for longer walks.
Okay, well let's see what these feel like. They certainly fit okay in size.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're not slipping on my heel or anything.
And they're a good fit, and you're wearing your socks that you're going to be wearing hiking
I have
with
good
them.
hiking socks on, yeah. So they seem very good.
Excellent.
Okay, that's great. So I guess what we might do now is move from the boots to the waterproofs, will we?
That's a good idea, Linda.
Okay, thank you.